is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura Integra. $229 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Link, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Link. Be the maestro of your own home.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After
40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura ADX. $239 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
afternoon, boys and girls. Ready to rock and roll here at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. We are here having some fun on a Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. It is day number 19,029 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions. It is day number 8,814 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. Welcome aboard the amazing, the fantastic, the one and only Sean Stanley, mastering the platform. David Furones will join us live and in stereo, definitely in stereo, from the Combine. So we'll talk to him. He had his convo with Sully, and also they also had the conversation and the press conference with Sully also. So all kinds of stuff. So we'll go over his comments. I will have my opinions on several of Sully's comments here on the show. We will break them down for you. We will tell you what they mean, because we cut through the BS. And then we just tell you like it is. So we will do that as we always do here on the program. Thank you all for tuning in. Whenever you do tune in live, anytime you are on demand, thank you. Please smash the like button. Very important you smash the like button right away and get that going. Get the algorithms going at any time, day, night, wherever. It's all good in the hood, and we appreciate it immensely. Any of the videos, any of the rants he puts up, please click those on and hit the like button, all that good stuff. Whenever you get a chance, we always appreciate that. That's a great way of supporting the show. Of course, you can make a donation. We've got the super chats here on YouTube, and of course, Cash App or Venmo, which we always prefer because we get 100% of the donation. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Send your questions, comments, and insults, of course, there at Cash App or Venmo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got the Heat back in action tonight against the Bucks, so that's good. I like that. What else? What else we've got going on? And besides the Dolphins, I got some NFL stuff I want to talk about for sure. Looking forward to that. Of course, got our music that we always get into. And by the way, our RIP to David Carradine. Did you hear about that? Revenge of the Nerds. I know he was on Lizzie McGuire, but I didn't watch that. Like my daughter's the one that watched that, and I didn't watch it, but I might have watched it in passing, walking by or something, and maybe I see it for a minute or something. But obviously, I know him from his days of Revenge of the Nerds and Revenge of the Nerds 2, and he passed away at the age of 71. He took his own life on Monday. A beloved member of the storied clan of actors, Carradine was the bedrock of his family, according to his surviving older brother, Keith Carradine, but he struggled for 2 decades with bipolar disorder, and ultimately it got the best of him. So it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. Lots of us are hurting. We got to reach out. We got to reach out, man. We got to reach out. So rest in peace for the Carradine family. And any of you out there are dealing with those kind of issues, or friends or family members too, which is not easy. But I saw that today, and kind of sad, obviously, because so you don't want to see anybody take their lives. Anyway, so we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today on the show, especially with the Dolphins. Those of you that don't know and you're just tuning in, and maybe you haven't tuned in a couple days or weeks or whatever, because sometimes people, when it's not football season, they kind of disappear on us, and they, come back sporadically or come back months from now. For those of you that were bothering me about the story that I held for almost 2 years, it is out. We told it yesterday. The rant is there, all of that. So you can go check it out, hit the like button and all that, because It was. I'm still getting like I got a DM this morning like, hey, when are you going to tell that story? Like, yo, dude, you obviously don't watch the show every day and all that kind of stuff. And I know that there are certain listeners that really don't watch the show. They just maybe go check out rants on the Dolphins. And that's kind of and I get it. And sometimes you'll get a lot of stuff there. You won't get everything, that's for sure. It's a lot of stuff that's left out from the show. But either way, just so if you hadn't heard the story's there on yesterday's show. Oh, a little thirsty there. All right. There we go. Water is life. Definitely. So, and by the way, sporting the jacket, I found it, when we rearranged the entire garage and everything. And so, and I, washed it and all that. And today's cold, and I go, man, what am I going to wear? Might as well wear the jacket, right? Figured I haven't worn this jacket in 30 years, probably 35, something like that. 30 to 35 years. I haven't worn this jacket. It is, you would say it's like, it looks new, huh? Looks brand new, right? I mean, it hasn't been worn much. So I will take care of it like gold and sport it every once in a while. So I'm glad I actually found it because now I can actually wear it and I can actually use it, which is pretty cool. Nothing wrong with that, right? Being able to sport the jacket. I wish the team was half as good as the jacket because this is a sweet jacket. By the way, Bitcoin is up to 64,679. So it is now pumping after, by the way, hitting a low of around 62.9. Yeah, around 62.7, 62.695. 62.695, and we are now at 62.67. So almost 2,000. We are now shooting up after bottoming there. I don't know if we bottomed out. Who knows? It's going to happen, but we'll see. And then the market today has bounced back after the red yesterday. And I'm just making sure we get refreshed here because I just opened it. We're up 415 points, supposedly. And then the S&P is up 51 points, and the NASDAQ is up 1.5 points. All right? Yeah, 423 now, so it just went up a little bit more as it adjusted. So a good day after a couple of iffy days, and then we'll find out if tonight some hammers dropped and shocks the market again. Oh, Lordy. Don't forget, folks, that we thank our friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, where, of course, South Florida shops for the latest Subaru models. You can step into the future with the 2026 Forester, now available with 0% financing and no payments for 90 days. It's the perfect time to upgrade to a vehicle built for comfort, safety, and adventure. And don't forget, you got to mention us, mention the Big O Show, so you will get $500 off when you go to Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Go see Alan. Alan's the general manager. Go see Eric. Eric Stampone does excellent work out there, man. Good people there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Yes. Or you can use that QR code that you see there too. Jamie Zorria in San Jose, number one. I'm kind of used to that. That was always the norm right there. Jamie Zorria, always number one in San Jose. Jeff in Long Island out there as always. The hardcore. Climate change is real. We had 28 inches on Long Island. That's a new record. The old record was in 1978. More snow coming next week. Yeah. It's kind of the way it is, man. It's we got more humidity in the atmosphere, so our heat where it's going to be more extreme, and our winters are going to be more extreme, and that's just kind of the way it goes. So we'll all feel it in different times of the year. Jaybird in the house. He says, "Are you watching Soul Power, the ABA story on Prime?" No, but I'll check it out. Let's see. Soul Power. Okay. ABA story. I'm in for that. ABA was fun. It's kind of like what the AFL was back in the 60s to the NFL. Same thing. You needed a yin and a yang to kind of open up the game and change it up a little bit. And the NBA brought a little bit more to it, and it kind of changed the NBA too at the same time. So yeah, those other leagues have had positive impacts on the establishment. I mean, especially with the AFL, which forced a merger, which that was pretty sweet. Juan Rosa in there. Cosa says, Big O, what would you say if the percentage that Tua remains on the roster? Nothing, bro. Nothing. He's gone. Ty in the Bronx. Led. By the way, does Cosa ever listen to the show? Oh, he's in the chat. That's a good point. Right. He might be listening, but he's not paying attention. Also, right? Okay. And that's a possibility. Cosa could be doing that. Stony Stanley is in the house. And Led is, hello, everyone from Mexico. Man, I hope everything's well over there. Can you explain Scheinbaum? So you take out a drug cartel leader, maybe the most powerful in the country, then you come on in a press conference where you cower down and say violence is not the way we're supposed to do. Bitch, you just took out the goddamn guy that led the cartel. What are you talking about? And now you're saying, no, we're not going to, no more violence. This is not the way of the Mexican. What? Like, if you take that dude out, then that tells me the bitch is going Bukele on their asses. And then all of a sudden, she just cowers, and then you're like, okay, Mexico is back to being Mexico, controlled by the cartels. Like, so you're in Mexico, LED, please explain that to me, because she looked like a woman that was scared yesterday when she went to the podium. She looked like the cartel got to her and scared her and said, we're going to wipe out your entire family if you continue with this. Or one of the 6 lieutenants that apparently is under El Mencho, they're all fighting for power of this thing, right? Did one of them hire Scheinbaum to take him out?
I was going to say, maybe she just wants a bigger bag, gets the bigger bag, and now no violence.
No violence. But you took the head of the snake out. When you do that, that's you cause chaos, and then you wipe them all out at that moment, right? That's what you're saying. I mean, that's war. Not sure. I'm not sure if Scheinbaum's ass has ever, read that. I'm not exactly sure, but I was like, wow, I was going to gain some respect for her because, okay, she takes out El Mencho, and now she's going to, she's going Bukele on your ass. And I saw her on the podium yesterday, and she cowered completely. So I'm just wondering, you're in Mexico, what are you thinking about that? Because
I got a family member, probably.
Huh?
Maybe the cartel got.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. She looked like her eyes were watery. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't see it.
I know you may not understand everything she's saying, although you do understand some because you do live with Hispanics.
Only if she curses. Yeah.
But she had watery eyes and everything. Like, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just reading the tea leaves from what I'm seeing there, and as the Mad Dog would say, I put it to my Rosie, and it don't smell so rosy. No, I've said it wrong. I put it to my nosy, and it don't smell so rosy. Huh? Oh, I said I put it to my Rosie, and it don't smell rosy. Okay, I put it to my nosy, and it don't smell so rosy. Okay.
You got it right the second time.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, so
never heard that. Put it to my Rosie and smell rosy.
Yeah, right. Rosie and Rosie. Well, if it's rosy, it's supposed to smell rosy.
I was saying it is a true statement. I'm believing.
It is. The great Stoney Stanley is in the house. Nyborg is in. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, you damn right, Bill, on that whale. You won't catch that shit on me. Tommy Mayer is there. NorCal is in. Thank you, NorCal. Big O Bears will always be Chicago, even though they may play in Indiana, like the New York teams that have been for 4 decades in Jersey. Yeah, but it's kind of like they're right across the bridge. You're like in Jersey, but you're like, you can see New York. Like you can throw a rock and hit New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, yeah, I get it, but it's different, bro. I look at it completely different. It is the Miami Dolphins, and it's in Miami Gardens. It is Inter Miami, and it's in Fort Lauderdale. It was the Miami Fusion, and it was in Fort Lauderdale. Huh? Right. It won't be Soldier Field, no. But they'll have they'll have a Hallis Hall. You know.
Yeah. Because even now it's what Soldier Field or
it'll be some money.
Yeah, it's already got money involved in it, but they kept the Soldier Field part
at Soldier Field or whatever it is. Yeah. But it's just crazy, man. The jacket is fly. The modern gear sucks. Thank you, sir. Thank you, J-Town. The jacket is a piece of art. Yes, it is. Not the garbage they put out now. That's for sure. That stupid whale. Ocala Joe says Dolphins jacket and Bitcoin cap. Well, one of the two ain't bad. I love it. Jeff in Long Island. All I want to count is how many times President Trump says I and me. Oh, there we go. Dolphin Dave is in the house. Thank you all out there. Please smash the like button. Very important you smash the like button. Thank you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Brian Radke, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. He says, thanks for the breaking Tyreek news, sweet coat. Thank you. Yeah, that was a story I had to sit on for a while, and I apologize, but that's the way the world goes. You know, it's the funny part is the stories that I can't tell. Those are the ones that I wish I could tell. You know, there's some that you just can't tell. You'd love to. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, my brother. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you as always. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Let me see if I get an ETA from David. All right. Let's go over a couple things. First of all, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Sean Stanley, Alan Blanco, and the great people at 3A Graphics. If you need custom printing and embroidery, 786-618-1443. Tonight at 8 o'clock, the Miami Heat are back in action. They will visit the Bucks. They are favored by 6. It's a nice string of playing bad teams. The over and under is 228.5. Heat are minus 250 on the money line. The Bucks are plus 190. Sunday at 7, Orlando City will be hosting Inter Miami CF. Orlando plus 165 on the money line. Inter plus 145 on the money line. March 7th, Fort Lauderdale United, by the way, will be hosting the NWSL champion Orlando Pride. It'll be at Beyond Bankcard Field, so that'll be pretty cool. Clash of the USL and the NWSL here in Florida. And that'll be March 7th. Get your tickets at FTLUTD.com. And John Eric Sullivan addressed the Meteors today and announced that everything is on the table with Tua when it comes to a trade or cutting or anything possibly that could be happening. They're also shopping Minkah Fitzpatrick, but they are not shopping Achane or Waddle. We'll listen to offers, but the plans are to move forward with both as part of the team. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Give them a ring, 786-618-1443. All right. All year cooling and plumbing, by the way, folks. If you live anywhere between Vero Beach and Homestead and you're having AC or plumbing issues, or maybe the heater too, because, we've been getting some of these cold days, call Florida's #1 AC and plumbing service. That is all year cooling. 888-204-5554. That's 888-204-5554. This is year number 53. They started in 1973, folks. Over 350,000 satisfied customers. I should know my AC was installed by All Year Cooling 16 years ago. Still going strong, man. Still going strong. So get it done right. Get it serviced. It'll last you a long time. And you'll always have the AC or the heater, which I was cranking up that heater this morning while I was walking around the house. Man. Anyway, call our friends at All Year Cooling. Yeah, no, you were walking around naked. 888-204-5554 for All Year Cooling and Plumbing. Yes.
Can't walk around naked. All the windows were open, though.
No, yeah, knowing you, yes. Although when I definitely when I sleep, I love the cold. That I do. That's when I welcome the cold, only when I'm sleeping, because it's good. You snuggle up, you get warm. Man, it's a sweet way of sleeping, So, anyway. All right, so John Eric Sullivan addressed the Meteors today. And obviously lots of subjects. First of all, they were asking him about the Tyreek cutting and Chubb. So here's John Eric Sullivan on the cutting that you had to do with Tyreek, and obviously with the Bradley Chubb, where I stand on that, just like I did with what's it called last year, Calais Campbell. That was stupid to keep him. You were out of the race. You weren't going to get there. Trade him, and you would have had a couple of extra picks with those guys. So here is John Eric Sullivan, who couldn't do that. That's not on him. That was on Champ, by the way. Okay, so Champ was here for a short time and screwed up also. Go for it.
Sure. I mean, I think the first thing I would say when it comes to Tyreek Hill in particular, marvelous player, right? One of one, Hall of Fame caliber. Very, very appreciative of what he accomplished here in Miami. I think when you look at just where we were as a salary cap, obviously he's dealing with an injury right now, his age. It just made sense for us to move on down the road. He was very understanding. He could not have been more professional in our phone call. And then with Chubb, kind of along the same lines, very good player, accomplished a lot of really good things. There's just salary cap implications where we kind of need to get, we need to get younger and cheaper, and those were some avenues for us to do that. But very good players here, very appreciative of what they did while they were with the Dolphins.
Folks, we're at a crossroads, and you have to understand what direction the franchise is going in. Forget about your fandom. Our very popular word on this show, we have to compartmentalize. Forget about thinking about what you think about and trying to shorten this process or getting this or getting that or whatever. That's not the agenda. The agenda, you just heard him there. That's the agenda. You want to know what the agenda is for John Eric Sullivan? He just told you. Get younger and cheaper. And when you're younger and cheaper, you're not going to be great. You're in a position where you're going to grow and you're going to have to learn, and you're going to have to learn together and grow together to become good, then great, and hopefully accomplish something. So the Tyreek move was going to happen no matter who was here. The Chubb move, I wish he didn't have to cut him, but I mean it in this sense. I wish he didn't have to cut him because he was never on this team by the time he took over. And that was the mistake by Champ, that he should have traded him. And if it's not him, then before that, if you would have kept Chris Greer, then you should have traded him, but he failed to trade Calais Campbell the year before. And none of this is hindsight. I talked about it so I understand what Sully and Half are doing. So far, I cannot disagree with one thing they've done or said overall. Now we'll see if their actions follow through and they make sense and all that kind of stuff. But the agenda is this right here. You have to cut down salaries. You have to find a way to get all the dead money off because that's cap space you can't use. Dead cap space is dead cap space. Anybody that tells you, oh, it's the cap's not real, you have somebody in town that does that all the time, but yet then they talk about how you have no space. Well, why don't you have any space? That's because you've been burning cap space. And now you got a bunch of dead cap space. So the cap is real. It's ignorant to say it's not real. It's real. Look at it. You got to pay. And if you want to mortgage more, eventually you're going to have to come back to this point. So this is what they're doing. They have to gut the team. They have to gut all these dead salaries, and they're going to do it over the next 2 years because they're going to have more dead money next year because they cannot take Tua's on 1 year because they have too many things that they have to move around. So you've got the agenda. I don't blame them for moving on from Tua. I mean, from Tyreek, definitely. And the Chubb one, I'm sorry that they had to cut him because he shouldn't be on this football team. That's where the Dolphins are the Dolphins. All right. So we move on. And now let's talk a little bit about Tua because John Eric Sullivan was ready for the question, locked and loaded. It was going to be question number one. You owe him $99 million. What are you going to do? People are wondering, are you going to take it all at once and cut 1 year? Are you going to cut it in June 1st and take the hit over a 2-year period? All those kind of things. So John Eric Sullivan, to his credit, he was locked and loaded and ready to go to answer the Tua question.
Yeah, so we're evaluating the entire roster, right? As it pertains to Tua, I know that question is coming, so I'll just get ahead of the curve. We've had conversations with Tua and his representation. Everything's on the table, including the potential of a trade. We don't know which way that's going to go. There's a lot of different factors at play, a lot of conversations being had, but evaluating the roster, Quinn did a nice job towards the end of the year. Excited about what's ahead for him. Tua, I thought, even though things didn't go well at the end of the year, did some good things along the way. And it's my job to infuse competition into that room along with every other room as we go down the road.
Okay. Now, remember, we talked about that competition stuff. Once you make a commitment to a guy, there is no competition. Okay. He either is the guy or he's the guy waiting in the wings. No, there's no competition. That's stupid talk also. All right. So John Eric Sullivan on addressing the Tua situation. Couple things here. First of all, let me squash one thing because people put out there, has Tua demanded a trade? And then John Eric has answered that no, his people have not demanded a trade. No, they have not demanded that they want to be here either. Okay. Now let me, me, I play the reality game. I don't really dance around the bullshit like a lot of people do. Does Tua really need to ask for a trade? No, you idiots. Just in case, if there's anybody out there in the media or fans, and you think Tua has to ask for a trade, he doesn't have to do shit anymore, dude. Tua's got everybody by the balls. You owe him $99 million and you're dying to get rid of him, and he knows it. And guess what? You're not going to make it any easier for them to trade. You're not going to accommodate shit. You're not going to do anything. You're going to make it the hardest you can for them. Why? Because if you're too unrepresentative, you're just going to be quiet and say, that's it. We're done. No. We're not giving you anything where we want to go. We're not gonna give you any avenues where we can then say, oh, well, we'll give up some salary or this, that to accommodate it. No. We're gonna just stay like this. You're gonna give us $99 million, and we're gonna walk away, and we're gonna go to whatever team we want to go to. That's how the game is being played in the Tua camp, and the Dolphins have zero leverage. So the chances of a trade are pretty much slim to none for two reasons. One, they can't afford to take a $99 million hit on 1 year. They're going to have to break it up because they have other hits, and you've got to field the team, and you've got rookies to pay and all kinds of stuff. So you're going to need some money, dude. Okay. And you can't keep mortgaging money from whatever Sealer or somebody else that you want. No, you can't do that. So you're not going to do that. You're going to move on. They know it. Tua knows it. His agents know it. Dolphins know it. It'll be a miracle, actually, to pull off a trade, to be quite honest, because of the way this is now being played for both sides. Miami has financial limitations, and the Tua camp is not going to give in to anything. They're going to get their money, all of their money, and because they know they're going to play on a discount wherever they go. So, but they don't care on playing on a discount because they're still getting paid $50 million a year for the next couple of years. So whatever somebody else is paying it as a discount, it'll be $60 million or $70 million. What I mean by that is he's getting paid 50 by the team, right? An extra 10 for 60s, 15, 65, whatever. So he'll be making an extra 10 or 15 off somebody else, or 20. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to get paid. I don't know. See, there's a lot of things. Tua has control of all of this, but I don't know what he has control of his body. Or maybe he does. Maybe Tua got to a point where he was tired of Mike McDaniel's shit, tired of this team, tired of the franchise, tired of taking the beating, and he kind of let himself go and let the thing and just he wanted to get the hell out of here. And maybe that's what his plan and his agent, and now they go back to Nick Hicks in the offseason, the thing that the Dolphins took away from him. And he goes back and he works on his body. And if he looks anything like he did 2 years ago, he'll easily get work. So we'll see. But this whole thing about his Tua demanding he doesn't need to. He's got the Dolphins by the balls. And the Dolphins have to do whatever he wants. Okay? On top of all of that, when it comes to Tua, all right, you got to do it this way. You got to move it over 2 years because that will give you an opportunity to give you a little flexibility to possibly take care of a player that you may need to take care of. All, like a Devon Achane. They talked about how they want to keep Devon Achane and they want to keep Waddle. So Waddle's already paid. You're fine. You're moving forward. They said they'll listen to offers. Like they said they're listening to offers for Minka. They didn't say they're moving forward with Minka. No, they're listening to offers from Minka. Minka, they're going to trade. They're going to move him somehow. Now, in the draft, something. They're going to move Minka at one point or another. But Devon and Waddle, which, by the way, personally, I'm good with this, that they keep them. You need somebody, dude. Whoever's a quarterback here, you got to have some weapons. Your offensive coordinator has to have something to work with, dude. You just can't give them nothing to work with. And then we're complaining that they can't do anything in the offense because they've got nobody. So they'll listen to offers, and if somebody blows them away, then yeah, sure, that's kind of like everybody, right? Pretty much, unless it's your quarterback, that you're never trading your quarterback unless you have another one sitting there. Outside of that, you listen to offers for pretty much anything. So they'll listen, but they said they want to move forward with Achane and Waddle. Well, if you want to give Achane some money down the line, let's say you don't want to give it to him now, but you want to give him to him next offseason or during the middle of the season, you want to have some flexibility here. So you don't want to be killed. So they're going to have to cut other players. They already cut several players, plus Tua. They've got a lot of dead cap money that they're going to have to deal with. By the way, Jason Sanders Other things are going to add dead cap money to all of this. So they're going to make some cuts, and that's going to add to a lot. So that's where the Tua thing stands. He's gone. He'll move on in his own way. He controls everything, but he doesn't have to demand a trade. That's silly talk. Okay? It's already written in the stars what's going to happen. They can't afford it. They need to start clean, and they need to go younger and cheaper. That's all you need to know. Tua's history, and lots of you will be super happy with it. It is what it is. All right. Don't forget, folks, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. Always appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Now, the other subject that John Eric Sullivan talked about is also quarterback related. And the hot button subject for media and fans has been Malik Willis. As you all know, I'm not on the Malik Willis bandwagon. I think it would be an incredibly dumb move at this point in time. Malik Willis, you are coming into a complete rebuild. This is not where you want to put Malik Willis if you're a smart front office. I will tell you this with Malik Willis. If John Eric Sullivan signs Malik Willis, immediately I will question John Eric Sullivan as Miami's general manager. It'll be the first negative and knock that I will have on him because I don't believe Malik Willis is worth that money at all. And I would never put a quarterback that's limited like he is, fragile like he is, in a situation like a rebuild. I would put him, if I'm going to try and take that crazy chance, I'm going to have the Vikings. I'm going to have the Houston Texans. I'm going to have a team that can really support the kid, protect him, give him a chance to succeed. But here, where he may have to run for his life all the time and all that kind of, no. I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever to bring Malik Willis here. Let's hear John Eric Sullivan talk about Malik Willis at the NFL Combine today.
Very happy for Malik on a personal level, the situation that he's put himself in. Malik's a very, very good kid. It's a testament to him and how he played and the opportunities that he got. As it pertains to the Miami Dolphins, listen, I think I'd be lying to you. Any team that is potentially in a quarterback situation, a needy quarterback situation, if they tell you they're not talking about Malik Willis, that would be a lie. But we've talked about a lot of people, a lot of free agents. Malik's just one of them. We have no idea what that's going to look like in our room. Is it going to be multiple draft picks? Is it going to be a free agent along with Quinn? Who knows? We have so many factors at play. We got a lot of decisions to make as we move through the next couple weeks. But I wish Malik the best. A lot of like for the human being. He's a great kid.
I just kind of get the feeling that John Eric Sullivan is a smart dude, and he's not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. He's doing all the right things, talking up his former player, talking up like, hey, any needy team for a quarterback, of course you got to be talking Malik Willis, right? And, saying how he wishes him the best. He doesn't know what they're going to do, free agent, draft, this, that. They know what they're going to do already. They have an idea. They have a strong idea of what they're going to do because they know the landscape. They know what's available to them. So for me, my gut feeling tells me that they're not. By the way, John Eric Sullivan did commit today in the combine. I don't know if you heard. He goes, we will draft a quarterback in this draft. Because they're going to draft a quarterback every year. So it's what I told you that I think is going to end up happening. You draft a guy in the third day sometime. Who knows? Maybe one of your third rounders becomes that guy, the last third rounder or something, if there's a guy you really like and fell there or whatever. You got a second round grade on him. He fell to the third. You take him, and then you go get a Jimmy Garoppolo, a Joe Flacco, a Geno Smith. Which, by the way, having Geno Smith on the year after, he and Tua led the league in interceptions, and it went back and forth. And then you have him the next year after. That would be kind of funny. Be kind of funny. Very Dolphinish, yes, isn't it? But here's what I'm going to tell you about this. Don't get excited or depressed about the quarterback situation. It's not important right now. The guy you're trying to get now has nothing to do with your future. It's just something to get you by. You're not going to be a very good team. The last thing you want to do is invest big money and put a kid back there to get killed. So you bring in a veteran that's been around, that can get pulled and put back and pulled and put back, because you put in Ewers for a couple weeks, then you put in the rookie for a couple weeks, and then the veteran or whatever. You know how it goes. That's what we're headed for. It's that journeyman with two young guys. And those two young guys you're trying to develop for a backup so you can eventually draft or sign your big starter, and then they become the starter. There is no competition. That's stupid shit that some media members come up with. And the hilarious part is you just got the team that never has quarterback competition. As we intelligently broke it down for you, because people talk about this, and the people you brought in, it's Green Bay. There's no competition. Brett Favre's the starter, bro. They traded for Brett Favre when they had the Magic Man, and they traded for Brett Favre because that's who Holmgren wanted. That's who Ron Wolf wanted. They brought him in, and they were going to make him the starter because they knew the Magic Man wasn't a full-time guy. And eventually they put Favre in there, and he was the guy. And then they drafted Aaron Rodgers. No, not for competition. He is the heir apparent. There's no competition at quarterback. There's no crying in baseball. There's no competition at quarterback. This isn't spring league. It's Southeast Missouri State. The hell are we talking about here? It's the NFL. There's no competition at quarterback. And when Aaron Rodgers was getting old, they went and drafted the other guy, and there's no competition. There's an heir apparent. So when Green Bay, they'll develop Ewers, and they'll develop whatever backup they draft this year, and those guys will be competing to be a backup. That happens all over the league. People competing to be a backup. Nobody competes to be a starter in the NFL. It's not, hey, Sean, we're going to have the spring game in the NFL this week. And this week will decide who our starter is in September. Yeah. No, bro, this is the NFL. You draft your heir apparent. You sign your heir apparent. That's how it goes. So Malik Willis doesn't fit what you want to do right now. And if I'm Malik Willis and his agent, I want to succeed, not just make a quick buck, because I'm not really going to get a super long-term contract. I'm going to get a 3-year, 2-year contract, and it's a $20, $30 million deal, which is not it's good money. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know we would like to make that money, but I mean, in their world, that you're young, bro, you want to get a $50, $60 million contract. Well, you're not going to get that $50 million contract playing with an expansion team, which is what the Dolphins will be next year. So it goes both ways. If I'm Malik Willis and his agent, I want to go to Minnesota. I want to go somewhere where, I don't believe in CJ. Let's go to Houston. And if Houston wants to bring you in, of course, it all depends. They haven't paid CJ, right? Right. Yeah, they may not even pay. I wouldn't pay him right now because you just don't know where he's at. So the Malik Willis stuff is fun talk. I think it's a bunch of horse shit. I think the kid's not even close to ready. As I've already said this many times here on the show. And the way I see I think John Eric Sullivan gets it, dude. This is my mulligan year. Let me tear this bitch down to the nuts and bolts so I can rebuild it up. I'm not going to tie myself to salaries right away. No, dude, I'm going to tie myself to rookies, young and cheap. Malik Willis fits young. You don't fit cheap. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Yes, sir.
Did you notice something he said in there? Because when you sent me the clip, I listened to it.
Right.
And when he's talking about bringing in a veteran quarterback, he says a veteran quarterback to be in the room with Quinn. So, again, like you said, it doesn't make sense to keep Tua anyways. But the fact that, again, he's talking quarterback and Tua never is mentioned as far as being in the thing, it was just funny when I listened. I was like, there, he just told you without telling you. It's like, I mean, obviously we know.
He has to.
Yeah, he has to. But it was just funny when he says it and he's like, we'll bring a veteran in with Quinn and it just glosses, it just kind of goes right through it. But It's like, okay, all right.
And they know it too. And by the way, if you're Tua, you don't want to get traded. You really, because once you walk into, I want to get traded. Well, if you want to get traded to here, we need you to help us here and accommodate. And they're like, and they don't accommodate. The Tua and his agent don't need to accommodate jack shit. They don't. They need to shut up and say, yeah, we're just looking to move on. We're looking forward. And that's it. And they don't need to commit to you. They don't want to commit to anybody else. And then they know, okay, we're in a rock and a hard place. This guy's not going to help us in a trade. We got to let him go. And that's what they want. They want their $99 million. Then they can walk out and they can take less to go to a situation that's better and all that. Because wherever Tua goes next time, I would imagine he's going to go somewhere where he really feels it's going to be quarterback friendly for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I keep telling you. Not I keep telling you, but I had it in one rant a while back, where he would go, where I think he would end up, where I think it would be a perfect fit. So we'll see if that happens. We shall see, but we shall see. All right. Let's see. Tua doesn't want to stay here, James. Why would anybody want to stay here? There's no reason to want to stay here. Oh, I'm sorry. State taxes. Sunshine. I know. That's what we're going to say. I think if you're a player and you want to have a real career, you probably want to go somewhere where, So right now, Tua has no reason to want to stay here at all. He's been treated like shit here, unfortunately. He had a first a coach that didn't want him, and then another one that can't coach. So, yeah, we don't need guards. They're not important. Quarterbacks don't need guards. It's not important. Let's see. And remember, like I said, James, if you ain't listening, Tua Smart is don't say a word. Don't say anything. Just say we're moving forward. That's it. That's so general and nothing. It means nothing. We're moving forward. Well, with us, without us. So you want to go somewhere? Just looking forward. You guys do what you want to do. We're looking forward, and that's it. And he forces the release. That's all. All right. Lenny says, Big O, now after yesterday's nugget, can you give us a juicy Brian Flores story we don't know about? My bad, brother. I'm just curious to know how bad he was. Hey, he's a bad dude. He just treated people like shit back there, and it never stopped. I'm sure he's having his issues behind the scenes wherever he's been. Brett says, Big O, I don't want any expensive QB. Let's build this team from the ground up. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Hello, Ted. Let's see. What else? I'm going to New Jersey. Devils game this Wednesday evening in Newark. Jack Hughes' first game back since the Olympics. Very proud. Nice. He was here partying like a rock star last night all over South Beach. Sweet Baby Ray says, you look like a Cuban Don Shula sporting the jacket. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Sweet Baby Ray. I agree with you, Big O. The hate on Tua is something that I've never seen before. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. Always everybody's fault and not Tua's. Yeah. Well, at least for the Dolphins, it's always the Dolphins' fault, my brother. You know what I mean? It's not like Sam Madison didn't leave here and win a title somewhere else. It's not like Larry Izzo didn't leave here and win the title somewhere else. It's not like Matt Collins doesn't leave here and have more success somewhere else, my brother. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, what?
The Patriots wanted to keep Matt Collins so happy they gave him a bonus he didn't even
Right, he didn't even earn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fell short of it, and they gave it to him anyways. Yeah. So Ryan Tannehill sucks. Tua's way better than him. Well, Ryan Tannehill went to Tennessee and had more success. He sucks. Henry carried him, but he went to another franchise and did better. I understand that some of you Dolphin fans, you take it so personal that you shy away from the objectivity that the franchise is a fucking joke, dude. They're pathetic. They ruin everybody's career. Marino would have been better off somewhere else, dude. Marino would have won a title somewhere else. If he would have gotten traded to Pittsburgh like they talked about, he probably would have won a title. But I'm sure you don't want to admit that, right, MJ Strange? Don't want to admit that? I'm just wondering, bro. Because people leave here and they go and have more success somewhere else constantly. Do you understand why? So, yeah, let me ask you something. If you have a quarterback that you drafted from Alabama that had the line of, the wall of Montezuma in front of him, big tight ends, all that kind of stuff, a great running game, wouldn't you build the team in the same way? So why build a team that has no line and you have 2 seconds to throw the ball, no real physical running game? They had a finesse running game at times, but it couldn't be physical. So you had an Oompa Loompa quarterback throwing a Oompa Loompa receivers. So so it's Tua's fault that all that. So you keep calling fade patterns for a midget. That's all Tua's fault, right? You know what I mean, man? So when you're a stupid franchise and you don't do things the right way on a consistent basis, you fail everyone in the organization and especially you. I don't know how old you are, Mr. Strange. Have no idea how old you are, but every year the franchise fails you, bro. Jimmy Johnson could have drafted Drew Brees. Why didn't he? He could have drafted Randy Moss. Why didn't he, dude? Why did Don Shula trade away Anthony Carter for Robin Senline? Why did he draft Jay Brophy? Why did he draft Overstreet? Ask yourself that, dude. Ask yourself why. Don't blame these specific players. Ask yourself why constantly the organization is a failure. You're unwilling to look in the mirror, so let's just blame all the players. And especially let's blame a quarterback that put up numbers like no one has since Marino. A quarterback that was in the MVP race. because, all of the Dolphin quarterbacks. So think about that. In the environment you had, he had a head coach, his first head coach hated him, and he still won more games with Tua than with Fitz or whoever else he started. Go check the records. In fact, he doesn't get a winning record without Tua in that environment. But, I get it, bro. You don't really pay attention, so your anger builds up, and then you want to pick on the player and all that kind of stuff, and you just don't look around at the organization and blame the front office people and blame the head coach, because these are the people that are steering the team, and they're the ones that decide to make those decisions. So you go ahead and keep blaming the wrong people instead of looking directly at ownership, management, and coaching. That has been your problem the entire time. For 40 years, shitty ownership, shitty management, and shitty coaching. From Marino till now. But you go ahead and blame the players. Hey, listen, I got people that walk up to me and think that Marino's a choker and it's his fault that the Dolphins didn't win. Hey, man. 29% of America thinks that Donald Trump has nothing to do with the Epstein files. So, there's a level of stupidity in this country that is really obvious. And I see it all the time in all walks of life. There's very little common sense. And then fanaticism takes over Mr. Strange or Mr. Trumpy. It's kind of the way it goes. Or Mrs. Trumpy. Anyway. All right. Let's see. Big O, the Falcons just announced that they're going to... That's not a headline. Just so you know, Oscar, I saw that, and I don't know if you saw my post on that. Would you not say that was like perfectly worded? That's not a headline. The headline is we're keeping Cousins because of Penix's inconsistencies. Now that would be a headline. They guaranteed his money last year to guarantee that they had to cut him now. Okay, so the headline would be if they kept him. This, my friend, is called a foregone conclusion. Just like Tua Tagovailoa. They're going to be cut. It's a foregone conclusion. They're not going to be on the team. Neither one of them. Decisions have been made. People are moving forward. That isn't a headline. But I get it. Media is weak nowadays. Fans gobble up anything out there, and they use that like Cousins is going to be released. No shit, dude. Of course he's going to be released. The real question is he going back to Minnesota? Or will Houston, entice him or whatever? I got to tell you, if Houston asked me to go in that division and better weather and all that, I'm him. I might just go there because I can beat out CJ and that defense, bro. Oh, shit. I only have to put up 15 to 20 points if I'm Kirk Cousins. And by the way, they have a receiving core that is awesome. They'll get all their guys back next year and all that. So Minnesota should get him because J.J. McCarthy sucks. I was never a J.J. McCarthy. But also C.J. Stroud, who, by the way, I was a believer in C.J. Stroud. So if he fails, I'm wrong. But he looks kind of lost. So that's not a headline, bro. It's not a headline. It's a foregone conclusion is what it is. It's just people don't know how to phrase it because they're afraid. It's like I'm watching ESPN and they come out to promote the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight. Pacquiao Mayweather 2. And how much money it brought and this and that. No mention on ESPN that the fight sucked. None. No mention that it's a dog shit match. You know, DAZN put it out there, and I was like, desperate sport, terrible, promotion, terrible match or whatever I put. Like, I mean, you have no life if you want to watch that shit. But ESPN shows no objectivity whatsoever. They're talking about how much money it produced the first time. And let's go to Manny Pacquiao. Like, what kind of a loser is interested in watching that? And they made it at the Sphere so they can make it interesting. So, it's at the Sphere. I'll go just for it.
You can watch both of them breathing hard during the fight.
We don't want to be honest with people, man. So, Kirk Cousins, give me a break, bro. Foregone conclusion is what that is, not a headline. White man from town. Why do we need needlessly to build the team from the ground up? Get a serviceable QB and work on the DBs through the draft and free agency. Well, that's kind of the way it goes. I'm sorry. They're stuck. They have to clean out all the dead salaries. And that's the best way of doing it, actually, to rebuild. Get rid of what you can, get any picks that you can, and draft young and make sure you hit on it. And unfortunately, nobody does it right. But that's how it is. There are no shortcuts, dude. Okay? The whole Denver Broncos thing is a lie. What people don't understand was that they were kind of sucking in the process and they were loading up on their defense before they got Peyton. It was just kind of, it all fell into place right away for them. They already had the defense and the young players. And all of a sudden they got their quarterback and they were off and running. But that's not the norm. You know what I'm saying? It takes you sometimes, usually it takes you a couple of years, 2-3 years to kind of turn it around. And that's just, it's what we live in, man. Unfortunately, you're not going to turn the mess that you have now, you cannot turn it around by next year. You just can't. Fiscally, you can't. Doesn't allow you. So you've got to gut this thing out and you've got to take the cap hit and move on. If you don't, then these guys will never get a fair chance to start all over again. That's really the key. You can't really judge these guys if you're going to make them carry all the weight and the problems from the past. It's not on them, dude. It's not on them. So you got to move on. Either you deal with it or you quit, man, and don't watch the team anymore. But this is what we are, unfortunately. I love the team. I'm not going to, but I'll tell you, they're dog shit. It is what it is. And they're dog shit until proven otherwise. And they've been dog shit for 40 years. We'll find out if they have an owner, if they have a front office, if they have a coaching staff, if they can find a quarterback. So far, they haven't had any of that shit for 40 years. So this is not anything new. Let's see if they can do something about it. But I'm not going to blame these guys for everything that's happened in the past. Right now, I'm all on board with everything that Sully's done. I think he's done the right things right now. And today, I kind of get the feeling that he's not going the Malik Willis route. That's just me. So, we shall see. I am a Tua supporter. I feel bad for the guy, but I suspect the Dolphins are making changes. We'll see. For sure, he's gone. They'll make changes. Let's see. Yep, it's been failing 44 years, no doubt, Brett. A disaster. Big O, this regime has an opportunity to build the team the right way. Just build the trenches, then take it from there. With that said, I doubt Maui Noah falls to number 11 if he's there. I like TJ Parker. We'll see what happens, man. I have no idea. I respect Kirk Cousins because he conned a lot of teams out of a lot of money. Yeah. Guaranteed too, bro. Gee, what a G. What a total G. All right. Let me talk about this other Dolphins topic that y'all need to relax on. Okay? Even if it looks bad. And yesterday, they hired former Titans GM John Robinson as their senior executive. And yes, he sucked as a GM in Tennessee. He's the guy that struck out with Malik Willis. and Treylon Burks, and he made a terrible trade with A.J. Brown. And you can talk about several things that this guy sucked at over there. But I don't know if everything was him. I don't know if he was influenced by others. I don't know if he gave other people the opportunity to make those picks. Not exactly sure. But I'm going to do the same thing that I did with any of the coaches that were hired. Just wait and see. John Robinson might be part of another bad organization that the Dolphins have been part of for 44 years now, as my friend, just pointed out, maybe. And maybe John Robinson finds his way here, and him and John Sullivan, they go out and they're a great pair in personnel. I don't know, dude. I have no idea. But the one thing I'm going to say is I'm going to wait and see until they start doing stuff. Like right now, I'm judging Sullivan by what he's doing. And so far, I can't complain about anything he's done. Everything he's done makes total sense. So that's what I'm going to do. You're now a Dolphin. The Barry thing should have taught us something. They laughed at that guy in Denver. There were stories, all kinds of stuff, that he was a disaster. And then all of a sudden he comes here and he's a fantastic offensive line coach. And I hated the fact that he went to the Chargers. So now you've got to replace Butch Barry. And Butch had a terrible reputation, apparently, in Denver. So I'm not, John Robinson, not so good over there. But again, I don't know. I don't have all the insight. I don't know what went on in there. I don't know what I can blame them directly on or can't. I don't know if owners meddled with any of the picks. I don't know. I just don't know. Neither do you. Neither do most in the media. So when I see people that are freaking out and they're sending me DMs and all this John Robinson guy, he was terrible in Tennessee. Well, I don't know. And neither do you. So let's judge them by what they're doing now for our team. That's really the only thing we have. And by the way, he's there already. It's not like you have any control or I have any control on who they're going to hire, who they're going to sign, who they're going to draft, what they're going to do, what trade they're going to make, what trade they're not going to make. We have no control over this. So all we can do is sit back, watch, root, and then we can judge. And so far, I have no problem with what they're doing. When I have a problem with what they're doing, trust me, I'll tell you. I don't have a problem doing that. Yes, sir.
Titans were the team that let Mike Vrabel go.
Amy Adams Strunk. She had a beef with him. Right. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going to judge everybody here now. I'm not going to. By the way, life is too short for us to be worried about stuff we can't control from the past and all that. You know what I mean? Just let it go, dude. I see too many people worried about this, that, whatever, and I'm like, yo, dude, he's here now. Move on. Let's judge him by now, okay? Maybe here they put together the right team. Maybe here they suck. I have no idea. Maybe they're just middling. We'll find out. We'll find out together, and hopefully, let's, like always, we pray for the best and hope that they finally figure it out. That's all I can tell you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. Appreciate you as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are awaiting the one and only David Furones, and we'll see what time. Let's see. All right. All right. All right. So He's going to do an interview with Half, and then he's calling us after he does his interview with Half. So we'll get him, and he'll be joining us any minute now. We're waiting for him right now. He's there at the combine. Let's see, what else do we have going on in the? Oh, let's go a little music. Let me do a little music just to change up a little bit of the subjects here. Let's start off with birthdays. Musicians celebrating birthdays today on Le Programme. All right, let's go. Here we go. On the 24th, who was born on the 24th? Trace Cyrus, son of singer Billy Ray Cyrus, born in 1989. Chris Fern, best known as one of the two custom percussionists for the Grammy Award-winning heavy metal band Slipknot, born in 1973. Colin Farley, bassist for the Cutting Crew, born in 1959. I got to tell you something. The Cutting Crew, that song, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I can't stand that song. Okay? I can't stand that song. I hear it, I'm turning it off. George Thorogood, Bad to the Bone. Bad. Now that I can listen to anytime. I Drink Alone and Nobody Else. Born in 1950 for George Thorogood. Rupert Holmes, baby. If you like pina colada, getting caught in the rain. Rupert Holmes is born on this date in 1947. If you're much into health foods, if you're into champagne. Lonnie Turner, American bassist with the Steve Miller Band, born in 1947. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do. Gonna fly like an eagle to the sea. Two on this date, Paul Jones. There you go. Give you an age. That means they have passed away. Artist Winslow Homer, born in 1836. Who else? Actor Abe Vigoda, Fish, baby, born in 1921. Entrepreneur Phil Knight, Nike, born in 1938. He's 88. Wow, I didn't know Phil Knight was 88 years old, dude. Damn. Wow. Okay. U.S. Senator Joe Lieberman, born in 1942. Actor Edward James Olmos, born in 1947. He is 79 today. Actress Helen Shaver, born in 1951. She's 75. Actress Deborah Jo Rupp, born in 1951. She's 75. Entrepreneur Steve Jobs, born in 1955. International Motorsports Hall of Fame member Alan Prost, born in 1955. He is 71 today. Baseball Hall of Fame member Eddie Murray, born in 1956. He is 70. TV personality, and I love her legs back in the day, Paula Zahn, born in 1956. She's 70. She was a looker, too, in her day. Paula Zahn. When Paula Zahn would come on and do news, I'd be looking at her, and I have no idea what she was saying. No idea. Just looking at Paula Zahn going, that's a woman. Actress Billy Zane, born my year, 66. He is 60. That's where I'm headed. Writer Gillian Flynn, born in 1971. He's 55. International Boxing Hall of Fame member Floyd Mayweather Jr., born in 1977. He is 49 today, so he announced this stupid fight on his birthday. International Tennis Hall of Fame member Leighton Hewitt, born in 1981. He's 45. Musician Matt McGinley from Gym Class Heroes, born in 1983. He's 43. Actor, musician O'Shea Jackson Jr., also known as OMG, is born in 91. He is 35. He's a wrestling podcaster. He's been wrestling with food for a while lately. That's all I can tell you. My man, did you see in that second movie of his, the Den Thieves or whatever? Which one, by the way, the second movie sucked. The second movie sucked. The Den of Thieves, the first one was good. The first one was good. But the second one, when I saw him I was like, holy crap. He ate like 4 human beings. Bitch didn't eat, he hibernated. Holy shit. Fat people can fat shame all they want, by the way, okay? It's it's what we do. I'm fat. I talk about my fatness. I'll talk about everybody else's fatness, right? You got any wrestlers, speaking of fat people?
Well, thank you for the great introduction. Yes, I do. Kentaro Oki was born on this date in 1929. Monster Clown from AAA turns 50. The great commentator and also now professor Corey Graves, he turns 42. And the great Shinsuke Nakamura, he is 46 on February 24th, 2026.
Stereotyping. There are a couple of Asian names. Those guys aren't fat guys, probably. Just stereotyping. No? No, they weren't, huh? Monster Clown is not an Asian name. I'm stereotyping here. You don't know about Oki, but you know Nakamura is not. Okay. I'm just guessing, Just throwing it out there. Stereotyping. That's all. So it is what it is, as they say. Let's see. I am pleased they let go of overrated Tyreek. I am not. I am pissed that they kept Tyreek and they gave him the money the last year. So if you listen to me, you would have never gotten to this point because Tyreek would have not been on the roster. So what can I tell you? If you listen to me, Calais Campbell would have been shipped off for a piece last year. If you listen to me, Chubb would have been traded for something last year. But what do I know? I'm an idiot. The Dolphins, they're geniuses. So what can I tell you? Weird Al also profoundly fat shamed himself. Exactly. I'm fat. You know it. Yeah, I remember. I remember the fat tune. Of course. It's a classic. He got on a roll for a few years. Right. Exactly. That's the word. That's the sentence. He couldn't miss. Eat it. All that stuff. Another one rides the bus. Like he just was on a roll where yeah, he was doing a show and all that. Dr. Demento, he was on too, and all that and everything. I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome. Anybody remember Dr. Demento on radio? Did you ever listen to Dr. Demento? No. Anybody? What do we got? We got 64 people right now. Small audience right now. So anybody remember Dr. Demento? On weekends, it was like Saturday nights, I want to say. Something like that. 11 o'clock at night or maybe 10 o'clock or whatever. There you go, Oscar Rojas, of course. Yeah, dude. And he would have all kinds of bits, and Weird Al was on Dr. Demento also. So, yeah, all that, man. Dr. Demento was like, you can look it up. I'm sure there's a Wikipedia page of somebody did a Wikipedia page that was a fan of Dr. Demento. Zeta 4 or Zeta 94. Yeah, because Zeta 4 was also on. No, that was she. That was she. Yeah, she. That was she, 103. Yeah. So That was like one of those things back in the day. Dr. Demento was the same thing, where they had all kinds of stuff. By the way, the UFL is set to eliminate the tush push. The UFL, because that's what, like, Schefter broke the news this morning, and I read it quickly, and I go, NFL? And then I looked at it, and UFL.
Rock, putting down those rules, baby.
But the NFL is now considering that. But I understood. This is what I wanted to add to it. Okay. There is problems and concerns about injuries because of the small quarters and the amount of force that we're talking about these human beings. Okay. So if you're the UFL, you're in a developmental phase. Your players are looking for a future. Their agents are looking for a future. And so all of a sudden you are designing a play that can put harm to them and cause damage for their future, and also hurts your league too, because you don't have a lot of stars. You have no stars really. But the few players that you may have that might be considered NFL back-end players or something, you don't want them getting hurt. You want your league to be successful in developing and players moving on and either having a career or moving on to the CFL or moving on to the NFL or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I understood why the UFL cut it down. Now it's up to the NFL to see if they feel the same way. If clearly the UFL took it out, it's because they do feel that there's some kind of danger injury-wise. And because of their developmental stage, that's not something you want to do to players in their young stages, that you want to put them at risk and ruin their careers. You don't want to do it in high school. You don't want to do it in college. And I'm sure you don't want to do it in the UFL, because you're not getting guys that are 32 years old playing in the UFL. You know, most of them are pretty young guys who are still trying to live the dream, as they say. Dr. Demento, they're coming to take me away. Away. Yep. Is the fish heads, roly-poly fish heads on Dr. Demento also? Wow. It would make sense. I know I saw it on MTV in the early days. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat 'em up, yum. That was a song. I'm not lying. You can go ahead and look up the video and laugh all you want. Okay? Dolphins should have traded for Lamar Jackson. Oh, God. Please. Anyway. That would be fun for me, because I would just be ripping on them for doing stupid shit like they always do. So that would probably be the issue there. All right. So the Inter Miami's got a friendly on Thursday in Puerto Rico. Right. And then that's insane, bro. I can't see Messi playing more than minutes, and he hates doing that. And then play him on Sunday 90 minutes. That doesn't make any sense.
And the fact that you rescheduled this because at the time he was injured, so he game.
He has to.
Yeah, he has
because the
to.
promoter
That's
said,
no.
no.
We're going to wait till he's going to play.
Yeah.
So if anything, he's probably not going to play against Orlando.
Okay. Well, you're going to lose.
Yeah. But it's early.
Yeah, it's early.
We got games in hand.
Yes. True Fin Fan goes, never heard of this. Well, I mean, True Fin Fan, there's a lot of stuff in my head, besides the fish heads, that you probably haven't heard. There's just a bunch of crap in there. I am the hoarder of crap in my head. Yeah, I'm the hoarder of useless information. Okay, not any good information. I provide no good information here. I provide nothing accurate here. I provide all bad information, but it's like it's loaded in there with all kinds of just, stuff that you're wondering, is he normal? Is he well in the head? Should he be in a rubber room? These are the things that you probably should be worried about me. And I understand. I totally understand if you're that concerned about me. Personally, I'm concerned too. What can I tell you? Oh, let's see. Oh, so David is still waiting. We may not get David today. We may have to get David tomorrow because there's, yeah, the halfer is making him wait. Yeah. Yeah, because I sent him. He goes, "We're hitting the hour mark, still in here." So I don't know. I doubt, unless he means that Halfley's been talking for an hour. So, huh? Yeah, no. This is just, this is just that. Yeah. Oh, but maybe he's doing one-on-one individuals. Oh, that's what it is. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, like, hey, bro. Like, yo, Half, let's go. I got to be on the Big O show. Let's go. I mean, it's not like he's really going to say anything earth-shattering.
Listen, Half, I can do it one of two ways. The easy way or the hard way.
Right.
You want me to write good about you or bad about you?
Exactly. Right. Right. So we'll see what happened. Ron says the audio died. It died on you, dude, because nobody else is saying anything about the audio problems. And by the way, we've been on for an hour and a half. Like, nobody has said anything about the audio. So either you turn down your audio or, you might be having problems. And if you have those problems with the audio, I mean, I can't help you with that. You know what I mean? And if you mess with that, it might change the whole thing and you might end up with the audio. So make sure you look there because you just never know. And if it doesn't work, then, you're kind of screwed. So make sure you check your audio settings there because and if you don't mess with it, maybe it'll keep working, but you must have been messing with it. So, you better stop screwing around with your computer, bro. Can I tell you? Yes, sir.
No, I was going to say the one thing you need to do is probably refresh your browser to be because usually if you lose the sound, it's something with the browser.
There you go. Something's wrong with your browser. That's probably what
it'll happen from time to time.
Yeah. You talked when I wasn't. Ducky goes, audio went out, but I just refreshed it and it came back. Jaybirds, the audio's fine. Big O's just acting like an idiot, going on and off. Who? Oh, Jeff in Long Island. Yeah, Jeff is under like 8 feet of snow. So, see, now Jeff has a reason to have audio problems. He's under 8 feet of snow. That could be an issue. That could be an issue. Okay. All right. Surprising hour in group off record with Half. Wow. Hopefully can do 4 if cut soon. Yeah. But he has to write. He has to post and stuff. So I don't think we're going to have we're probably going to reset him for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we're on at 10. We only 10 on Thursday and Wednesday, and then Friday 10 again. Also because we're at Acura, we're at Acura, so we'll be there and we'll be fine. All right, there you go. That must suck to live there, man. Stay safe. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, it's that winter weather is absolutely brutal, dude. Wow. I hope everybody's safe out there because it's bad, man. You watch all those accidents and everything on the highways and folks. It's like I would imagine that when shit like that happens, like you don't leave your house, right? You just right. I know, like in our case, you'd probably stay home and do the show from, if we can. Obviously, if the weather allows us, but there's no way you could go out and put yourself in that kind of. I know in our program, he knows how I am. It's family, it's health first, and then the program after that first. Yeah, dude, no. It's impossible for people to even. Their cars are covered up in snow.
Especially here in Florida. Do you think we're prepared for like?
Oh no! Yeah.
I mean, like if it happened here for.
Oh yeah.
But it's like we would not be prepared.
Yeah. It would end everything. Yeah. Everything would be shut down here. There's no doubt about that. All right, folks. We are out of here. We appreciate all of you out there as always. Thank you. Appreciate those of you that hit the like button, made a donation to the show. As always, anytime, anywhere, you can make a donation. Whenever you're watching or listening, we will see you all tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, same bat channel.